In all the forms of motorsport I have ever witnessed, I have never seen anything that compares with speedway motorcycle competition. It is the most intensive balance of man and machine there is. Just 4 laps to prove yourself in any race. And this is not just any race. Welcome to Anaheim, California. These are the world quarterfinals. And working with me tonight, I'm honored to have here the 4-time speedway motorcycle champion, Barry Briggs from Christchurch, New Zealand. Barry, tell us a little bit about this competition.
Well, this is a very critical stage for the American boys. Only 2 of tonight's contestants go through to the Intercontinental Final in England, and it's a very, very important meeting.
10 U.S. riders who qualified here, for the most part in Southern California. 6 American riders who qualified through British League. They're down here on the start-finish line right now, and with them at the start-finish line is Dave Despain.
Canton Speedway is perhaps the most intense of all motorsports, because when that starting gate flies up, 4 riders literally launch themselves into a frenzy of roaring engines and showering dirt. 60 seconds, that's it. No second chances. And when it's all done, then we're going to crown the 2 guys who will go on to Europe. Back to you, Ken Squire.
And there you see them, the 200-pound, 500cc alcohol-burning bikes, 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. And here's one of the top American candidates to win it all, Scott Octree. Right with him is Bruce Penhall. Another leading contender for the United States will be Ron Preston. Hoping to represent the United States, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz of Santa Barbara, California. This is young Denny Segalos. And watch out for this one, Gene Woods from Newport Beach, California. There are 16 riders in all. They will race 5 times. There are 20 races in this championship of 4 laps each with 4 riders in each race. They get points in each event. 3 points for a win, 2 points for second, 1 point for third, Barry Briggs.
That's right, Ken. So every competitor meets each other once in the competition.
Denny Pyatt will start on the inside for event number 1, flanked by Kelly Moran, Brad Oxley, and on the outside, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz of Santa Barbara, California. 4 laps. First round is away. On the outside, Schwartz is on the move, sweeping by 3 riders as he hits turn 1. Moran comes back on the inside, and Pyatt now takes the lead. Moran to second. Dropping to third is Bobby Schwartz. Coming down the straightaway for the first time.
And there's Moran's bike just gone there, Kenny.
Trouble for Moran. Back to second place moves Bobby Schwartz. Out in front is Denny Pyatt. Denny Pyatt in the lead at turn 3. Watching an 80-mile-per-hour high-wire balancing act. Denny Pyatt in front, getting on the inside. Goes Bobby Schwartz back into the lead. Schwartz goes out in front. Denny Pyatt into second. Riding in third is Brad Oxley. White flag this time by. 1 lap to go. Moran is shut down. He's out of the race. 3 points for a win. There's Moran off his mount. Coming down to win event number 1, it will be Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz for 3 points. In second for 2 points, Denny Pyatt. And finishing in third, Brad Oxley.
If you watch the replay here, Kenny, Schwartz has gone underneath Pyatt, but instead of keeping his line, he's drifted right into Pyatt, and he's impeded Pyatt, if anything, to get past him.
Let's have a word with the winner, Bobby Schwartz.
I got a bit lucky in racing, that's that.
You got a leg up on it now? You see yourself winning it?
I'll tell you after the 5th race.
Riders coming to the line for event number 2. How would you like to sit in the saddle of this machine capable of 0 to 60 in 3 seconds with no brakes? This is a leading contender, Denny Segalos. Beside him is Dwayne Yarrow. This is Sandona on the inside, John Sandona. And on the outside, Scott Octree, one of the key competitors here in these world quarterfinal eliminations. Ready for the start. The gate is up. Segalos rolls on the power. He's in front. Octree into second. A crash. 2 riders are down. Sandano and Yarrow both going down, and the red flag is coming out. Red flag is on the course here in event number 2 as 2 riders went down on the start. Barry?
Sandona, the inside rider with a yellow helmet, he went in, overcooked to win in far too hard, lost it now. Yarrow's doing a great job getting around him, trying to stay on his bike, but he's got to bail off and he hits the outside fence, and that's the end of the 2 of their race.
a hold in the action momentarily here. We'll be back with more World Quarterfinal Speedway competition after these messages. Moving right along, we're up to event number 4, the field about to roll out. Those bikes look so fragile out there, Barry Briggs.
Yes, they're made and designed, Kenny, to slide. When the bikes are sliding, they're in beautiful control. As soon as they straighten out and the back wheel stops spinning, then they're in big trouble.
And here you see the end of event number 2, which was won by Dennis Sigalos in a beautiful slide out of turn number 4. He defeated Scott Octory second and Dwayne Yarrow in third. The standings for event number 2, which had been run after a crash. There's Sigalos, your winner in event 2. Moving on to event number 3. Down to the line. Watch this last lap. Sean Moran makes the big move on the inside of Alan Crazy Christian. Sean Moran, 17 years old. A beautiful rider. Putting Christian to second right when he needed to pick up 3 points, with Christian getting 2. And finishing in third was John Cook for 1 point. There's your winner. Sean Moran, a bit of a character, just 17 with a great future in speedway motorcycle racing in front of him. Field moving to the line with Dan McNeil on the inside. There's Bruce Penhall will start beside him. Gene Wood starting next. And on the outside, Ron Preston. 4 riders, 4 laps in these world quarterfinal eliminations. The field is at the gate. On the start, it is Ron Preston breaking out in front. Preston at first, Penhall down the inside. And Bruce Penhall spitting dirt all over Ron Preston as he goes into the lead.
Yes, Ron made the start then on Brucey Penhall, but he raced too hard and Brucey slipped up the inside and he's got the race well in control now.
Bruce Penhall jumps it up on the rear wheel, riding for one wheel just a moment. Now gets it back down. Track looks a little rough out there.
Looks a little bit rough around the inside, Ken, but the shortest way is normally the quickest.
It is Bruce Penhall floating that motorcycle through these turns at better than 60 miles an hour on this tight 300-meter course. Last lap, Bruce Penhall trying to become one of 2 riders to move on to the World Semifinals, the Intercontinentals in England, which you'll be seeing on CBS. Penhall coming up for 3 points. Ron Preston down for 2, and Gene Woods will pick up 1. And at the end of the first round, 4 events complete, we have 4 riders tied with 3 points for the lead. Dave Despain standing by to get a word with the winner, the incredibly smooth Bruce Penhall.
Does that give you momentum?
Yeah, well, it relaxes me a little bit now, you know. I could stop and think a little bit more about my races, because you're so nervous your first couple heats, you know, you tend to you make a few mistakes. But as of right now, I feel great, and I hope to continue on.
Anything from the first 3 heats that you see as significant here?
Yeah, I know that there's 15 riders out there going like hell, and I better gas it.
Here's event 5, Ken, drawing to a close. 1 lap to go, and it's been led by Ronnie Preston.
All the way, Ronnie Preston has stood on it and gassed it. He's out in front with Danny Pyatt in second, and John Cook is running in third. But it's a runaway freight train out here. Ron Preston picking up 3 points. Pyatt in second, John Cook in third, before some 10,000 here in Anaheim.
If this is in Europe, Ken, you probably have about 100,000 people to this type of meeting.
There you see Bruce Penhall, and beside him, Alan, the assassin, Christian. Then Kelly Moran as we move to event number 6. In the outside lane, Dennis Sigalos, ready for the start. Gate is up. It's Penhall out in front, but a very smooth start by Sigalos. He's just flying on the outside. Dennis Sigalos rim rides out in front. Penhall into second. On the outside, it is Moran challenging Christian for third. The leader is Dennis Sigalos. Bruce Penhall is in second place in these world quarterfinals of speedway motorcycle competition. Penhall stays in front, manhandles his machine as he jockeys through that 4th turn. Down they come for turn 1, up on the inside rail comes Bruce Penhall. Penhall blasting his way into the lead. Bruce Penhall in first. It is Sigalos in second, Moran in third. White flag, 1 lap to go.
You see the nice smooth style of Brucey Penhall. He's an ex-surfer from California. He uses a lot of body lean, and that's the way he rides the bike. Nice and smooth, a lot of balance.
Here he comes, down to the checkered flag, and Penhall wins event number 6. Bruce Penhall in first, finishing second, Sigalos third, Kelly Moran.
This shows the pass, Ken, and it's really a case of Sigalis worrying about Penhall rather than worrying where he's going. Penhall's got the inside line, Sigalis is in trouble, and Penhall's gone.
Bruce Penhall now has won 2 in a row.
Ken, here's event 7 drawing to a close. A lap to go. Sean Moran's got a very healthy lead.
A protege of our co-commentator today, Barry Briggs. Sean Moran at 17 out in front. In second is Dwayne Yarrow. Running third is Brad Oxley. Coming down to take the checkered flag, it's Sean Moran, a youngster out of that cauldron of the Orange County Fairgrounds, Costa Mesa, California. Moran, the winner of event number 7. We're getting ready for event number 8. This ought to be a bruiser. Gene Woods will start in the outside lane. Mike Ferrier will be beside him. Then comes Scott Octree, and on the inside, the Boogaloo Kid, Bobby Schwartz. Critical on the start. If they break that tape, it's an automatic disqualification. Gate is up and they're underway. Schwartz going out in front. Octree right down on the inside going for second place. Bobby Schwartz is your leader into turn 2. Oh, a trouble, and Schwartz going down. Woods goes down. 2 riders crashing hard in turn number 2. Schwartz looks like he's out. Gene Woods also taken out of the saddle here.
He's done a great job. He missed Schwartz's bike, and he did ever so well, but I think he's okay.
Let's take a look in replay.
Yeah, Schwartz is in the lead in trouble, but the critical rider is Woods coming through from the back here. He gets tied up with Ferrier, and as you see, Schwartz is in worse trouble again now. He's about to unload as Autry goes past, as Schwartz now in trouble. Autry going past. Schwartz is losing contact with the bike, and there's Woods getting it down to miss Schwartz and the bike. A great save. And here we see it a little bit slow motions as Autry goes past. Schwartz is about to unload off the bike, and coming into your picture will be Gene Woods, who does a great save over the front wheel to miss Schwartz and the bike. Here's Woods now, and a great save here. You can see him turning the wheel in, and he gets the bike down. Instead of hitting Schwartz, he goes over himself, but both riders are okay.
Gene Woods back to his feet after taking evasive action to save himself from running over Bobby Schwartz. Nice round of applause from the crowd, and here's Bobby Schwartz coming off. Landed right on his shoulder, but up and ready to go again, this 20-year-old.
The Toyota, the official truck of the American Motorcycle.
Gene Woods, what happened?
We came off the line. I got taken out in the first corner, and I squared it off, went to come underneath the guys. And I got a drive on, I guess it was Ferrier, and I hooked up with him a little bit. The next thing I saw was Bobby Schwartz's motorcycle going end over end down the straightaway, and I hit it, and that's the last thing I remember. I banged my head on the ground a couple of times pretty good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, the question is...
California, it's the 1980 World Quarterfinals of Speedway Motorcycle Competition, and events 9 through 12. The entire third round has been run, and at the present time we have a 3-way tie for the lead between Bruce Penhall, Scott Octree, and Dennis Sigalis, each with 8 points. And back in heat number 10, we had some kind of get-off out here.
And here's Kelly Moran leading the race. He's in the red helmet. His rears come out of the corner. He does ever so well to get it down from going into the bows, and he holds onto the bike and keeps it out of the oncoming rider's path.
Barry Briggs is here with me, the 4-time world champion, and Dave Despain, as we watch event number 13 roll to the line. In this competition, 4 riders for 4 laps. On the outside, Denny Pyatt. Beside him is Bruce Penhall, then Mike Faria, and on the inside, Dwayne Yarrow. 4 laps now, 3 points for a win, 2 points for second, 1 point for third. The gate is up.
And Penhall's missed the start there, Ken.
Faria goes out in front. Penhall fights his way back on the outside. It is Penhall going back into the lead. The Fox, Bruce Penhall at turn 3. Absolutely no break. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. No seat belts, no roll bars, no place for the faint-hearted. Look at Bruce Penhall extending his lead. The Fox, Penhall, a marvelous rider with Faria in second. Riding third is Dwayne Yarrow here in event number 13. 2 riders will transfer from this meeting to the World Semifinals, the Intercontinentals, to be held in England. You'll see them here on CBS. Look at Bruce Penhall fighting his way down for the white flag. 1 lap to go.
You can see Penhall using his leg as like a balance weight there, Ken. As he goes round the corner, he swings his leg to keep the bike in balance.
Here he is coming down for the finish. There's the battle back in third. Penhall takes the checkers. In second is Faria, and across the line, Dwayne Yarrow is able to sustain third place. Bruce Penhall has won 3 events, finished second in 1. Let's go to Dave Despain.
Are you the guy in the driver's seat?
Well, I think so. I think, as long as I keep on not dropping any points. I've dropped 1 point, but it's not too serious at this point still. But I still have one race left, and those guys have to worry because they've got 2 races left. So I've got only one race left, so I feel really comfortable.
Seems impossible anyone can feel comfortable sitting on top of one of these buzz bombs. Here's event number 14. On the outside is Sean Moran. Beside him is Scott Octory. He's doing very well. Then comes Ron Preston and Larry Costa, substituting for Kelly Moran, who crashed earlier and is out of the competition. Lining up for the start, and they're away. Ron Preston taking the lead on the inside. Octory comes high. Preston rides him out in turn 2. Down on the inside comes Moran. Back comes Octory on the inside. It's Preston in front. Takes a wide sweep. Octory comes down the inside. Moran on the inside. Here they are in turn number 1. What a battle. Preston fights off. Scott Octory another time. Back at turn number 3. Octory up on the inside. Preston still in front. Octory goes for the lead. No, Preston holds on. World quarterfinals. What a dogfight. Preston in front of Scott Octory. The Calexico kid in front by 3 bike lengths. Then Octory reels him in another time. White flag, 1 lap to go. It's still Preston with the lead. In second, Scott Octory. Checkers about to fly. Ron Preston out in front. A beautiful ride. He's going to upset Scott Octory. And 3 points for Ron Preston. 2 points for Octory. 1 point to be scored by Sean Moran. Dave Despain with the winner.
You feel like your fate now is in Penhall's hands. If he wins, that's it, huh?
Well, no, I'm really looking forward. It's not just for me to win, but I want the best person to represent the United States. And that's what I told them all along, that the top 2 should go in no matter what.
Only 1 world champion for the United States, Jack Mill, 1937, but Speedway's on its way back as we're watching these world quarterfinals here in Anaheim, California. And we'll be right back with more action. World quarterfinals of 1980 in Speedway motorcycle racing, Thunder On. Event 15 has been run. Gene Woods won it. We're now ready for event number 16, which will start. John Cook on the inside. Denny Segalos in a must-win situation next to him. Then Bobby Schwartz and McNeil on the outside. On the brake. Segalos goes out in front. He's got to stay there. Cook hangs right in behind him. Only 4 laps. Remember now, no brakes. Either step off or just skid off the speed as they're doing here in the corners. Why no brakes, Barry Briggs?
Brakes would be very dangerous, Ken. That with brakes, somebody could put on their brakes at the wrong time. But as it is at the moment, the only thing they can do is somebody can slide it too much, and you can do exactly the same to your bike, so they're relatively safe.
That's a big relative. Out in front, Dennis Segalos. This is the race he must win to stay in the hunt, to move on to Europe. Here he comes, back into the corner, sliding that bike, and right behind him, Cook. White flag, 1 lap to go. Dennis Segalos really winding well, Barry Briggs.
Yes, he's very smooth. He's going into the corners much harder than most people, and he's got good control. He's right up the front of the machine all the time.
Checkered flag is out, and Segalos scores another 3 points. Cook almost dumped it just at the finish, but Segalos gets the win. So that completes the 4th round. Only 4 events to go. And the standings are incredible. Penhall and Segalos are tied for the lead at 11. Scott Octory and Ron Preston tied for second with 10.
Yes, and the biggie is Heat 19, where Preston and Segalos both have to meet each other. That could be the real cruncher.
All right, here's event number 17. Pyatt on the inside, then Octory, then McNeil, and on the outside, the assassin, Alan Crazy Christian. World quarterfinals. To the line and almost breaking the tape with Scott Octory, which would have led to automatic disqualification. Gate is up. Octory gets a good start.
Yes, Octory looks as though he's settling in now, and he's getting faster out of the start and smoother as the meeting goes.
Denny Pyatt holding on to second. McNeil tries him. There's Alan Christian right in there. It's McNeil into second place. Scott Octory is in front. Smooth rider. Scott Octree, who's been in Europe for a couple of years, riding in British League, and boy, does that make a difference.
That makes a
Oh,
difference.
Christian going down. The assassin, Alan Christian, off his bike, back up. He's one of the taller campaigners on Speedway bikes.
Yes, he's having a real go. This track's a little bit bigger than Costa Mesa, but he's really giving it a full go tonight.
Which is his home track. Here you see the leader at better than 60 miles an hour on this very short 300-meter track. Out in front, Scott Octree trying to score 3 more points. Remember, he's tied for second place. He and Ron Preston at 10, just 1 point behind the leaders, Penhall and Sagalis. Checkered flag is out. Scott Octree picking up 3 more points. That gives him a total of 13. We're in the final round, completing event number 17. There you see the cumulatives through 17 events. Denny Pyatt, third place finisher, twisting an ankle, walking off the course. The final events in the World Quarterfinals upcoming after this message. World Speedway quarterfinals, attempting to put 2 U.S. riders into the Intercontinentals, the World Semifinals in England later this year. And we're down to event 19. Denny Sagalis is tied with Bruce Penhall. Sagalis must win this race. We talked to Sagalis earlier about how he rode these races.
You kind of want to watch all the races and see where everyone's riding and what line they're taking. But otherwise, I ride my own race.
Dennis Sagalis in a must-win situation. There you see him on the outside. Ron Preston starting beside him. Mike Faria then inside, and on the pole, Brad Oxley. Gate is up. Must-win situation for Sagalis. Preston goes out in front. Sagalis drops to second. Preston in trouble. Preston recovers. Faria goes to second. Sagalis drops to third.
Now, Sagalis is in real trouble now, but look at this corner around the outside of Faria as though he stopped. Sagalis is really chasing Preston now.
Ron Preston in front. This is the race that Denny Sagalis in second must win if he hopes to be the overall winner of these World Quarterfinals. Way wide line for Preston.
Yes, he's riding a bit too hard. Preston's got a good line and he's using his head. He's cooling it and keeping low. Sagalis has got everything to do now.
Sagalis trying to catch up. Remember, it's only 4 laps to decide it. 3 points for a win, and those 3 points so critical into the last lap for Sagalis. Preston in front. It looks like he's going to pull it off. He's around that 4th turn, looks back. It is Preston winning, Sagalis in second. Sagalis is now tied with Octree and Preston for second place, and it all comes down to one race. Bruce Penhall in event number 20, the final event. If he can win it, he'll win overall and take everything, and we'll have a runoff for the second seat to go to the World Semifinals. What does this mean to Bruce Penhall? Here's what he told us.
Well, I think it means quite a bit, you know, if you're confident and you feel good and you're up and you've had plenty of rest and everything else is going right, your bikes are right, and you got half the battle won. The easiest part's riding, I should say that. I mean, I say that because I don't like to work on my bikes, but I think your mental attitude has is about 70% of winning the battle.
This is it, event number 20. Penhall can win it all here. As the riders come to the line, there's Bobby Schwartz on the outside, then Sean Moran, Bruce Penhall, and on the inside, John Sandana. The 20th and last push-off, they're away. Out in front, it is Penhall going to the lead. Sean Moran and Schwartz for second place. Sean Moran goes into second. Schwartz drops to third. Penhall is out in front by 2 bike lengths and looking good.
Yes, Penhall seems to have it well under control. He's got the start. He's going to cruise it a little bit, but that's the time when you get in trouble.
And he's in trouble. Got it a little wide there.
Yes, it's the first thing. If you don't drive it hard through these bumps, you're liable to go past the corner, and Moran's right behind there waiting for a mishap.
Sean Moran with nothing to lose, riding wide open. Penhall, who can win it overall, in trouble another time. Still gathers it up and keeps going. Moran right there in this 4-lap finale. White flag, 1 lap to go. Penhall takes it. It's all over for first place, but there'll have to be a runoff in this incredible competition to decide the second rider from the U.S. to go to the World Semifinals. At the line, it is Bruce Penhall. He's done it. Penhall moves on for the U.S. to the World Semifinals. We have a runoff between Scott Octree, Ron Preston, and Dennis Sagalis to decide who the other will be. Dave Despain with the winner, Bruce Penhall.
Oh, buddy, you pulled it out with ease. What did it feel like in that last heat?
I wouldn't say I pulled it out with ease. I really had some trouble I got out of the start fairly good, and I thought I just better take it easy while I'm in the lead, you know. And when you start taking it easy, you make so many mistakes, and I just couldn't wait to see that checkered flag.
It only lasted about 60 seconds. Did it seem longer than that to you?
Got it. That probably was the longest race in my whole life.
We've got a runoff for second place. Any thoughts on that? Who's going to be your teammate when you go to Europe?
Well, I don't know, you know. I feel sorry for those three guys because all three of them should definitely be going, you know. But too bad we couldn't have a couple more spots, and I can just thank God that I'm through.
It all comes down to this for Scott Ockery, Ron Preston, Dennis Sigalis. Showdown time. One will continue. On to the World Semifinals. Losers leave town. Out in front, Scott Ockery has the advantage. Sigalis is in second place. Preston drops to third.
What a start that was by Autry. He's getting better and better. He's out in front. He's got smooth, and I don't think there'll be any catching of him, Ken.
Here he is leading Scott Ockery, riding beautifully. Oh, almost in trouble again.
A bit of a wheelie, but he's got it well under control. He's smoothened out, and there's no way these other two lads are going to catch him.
No contest as we get down to the end of it. Scott Ockery is just holding on to the second spot to go to the World Semifinals for the United States, joining Bruce Penhall. Still working hard, Sigalis. One lap to go. But Scott Ockery, after a very slow start in these World Quarterfinals, when he needs it most, is riding beautifully, and he is moving on. Last corner. Leans it over, comes down, checkered flag, and it will be Scott Ockery in the second seat for the World Semifinals in England later this year. To be seen on CBS. And so, for the United States, it will be Bruce Penhall, who won this competition, and in a shootout, Scott Ockery is the man who rides beside him for the United States.
Well, that was a good one, Ken.
It certainly was. And when you consider that in 1937, the United States had its only world champion in Speedway, Jack Milne, the question now becomes, in 1980, can Penhall and Ockery possibly win a world title?
Oh, definitely. They're within the top 6 riders in the world, Ken, definitely.
Well, we'll see, because the World Semifinals are coming up here on CBS Sports Spectacular. Our thanks to the 4-time world champion from New Zealand.